I had this dream on Saturday, September 29th, 2018. Here's the dream, and then I'll give you what I feel is an interpretation. First, let me preface this by telling you that when I was younger, my stepdad worked at a car manufacturing plant, and every year, late in August, I think it was August, they would shut down the plant for about 3 weeks, and they would bring in the equipment that they would use to make the cars and the trucks and all that for the next year's model. So the new season would occur, after that. Okay, so now let me tell you the dream. Hang on a second. I wrote it down. Okay. I was with my husband at a car dealership. We were just browsing. Suddenly, we heard a noise overhead and we looked up. There was a row of vehicles of all sorts, semi-trucks, vans, etc., coming straight down from the sky, moving very fast. They were all moving together, like the Thunderbirds or the Blue Angels, the airplane, Navy. Hopefully you guys know what it is. I'll put a link about that. I assumed the vehicles were going to crash. I mean, they were coming fast. At the last second, they all pulled up and landed on a large track above us, my husband and I, and it went around and behind the car dealership. The vehicles quickly slowed down really, really fast, like those planes, the Navy planes that land on the ships out in the water. That's how quick they stopped. It was perfect, and it was very exciting to watch. In my mind, it was a new season of cars that was arriving. This was in the dream. I thought this, so that's why I explained that to you. So these cars and trucks and all were expected at the car dealership. They were expecting them. Now there was more commotion in the sky, and my husband and I looked up above us, and just above the electricity wires there were small helicopter drones that seemed to be attacking each other. And above them, way up in the sky, were actual helicopters. Now these were not attacking each other, and in the dream I felt they too were part of this new season of vehicles, even though they weren't driving vehicles, they were helicopters. Another commotion came to our right, and a train was coming in. Again, this was above us on a track. The train had open cars, and you could see everything in the cars. They were filled with all kinds of things. I do remember seeing very large rolled up carpets, like for a conference room. And also there were people sitting on these trains in some of the areas. They were very happy, they were smiling, they were glad to be there. And I just could tell they'd been on the train for a very long time, but they really seemed full of joy. So that was the end of the dream, and everything arrived at once. And I felt like the car dealership was expecting it. So my interpretation, I prayed about this, and it seemed like right away I got some things, but it took me a little longer before the Lord kind of, let me know some other things. So this is not about the transformation, as I can tell. My husband and I were not transformed. We were just watching things, and what was happening with these vehicles were coming, everything was coming straight down from the sky or above us. The train was above us. So the Lord is sending all this. And what he's sending are these ministries that are coming. If you've paid attention, or if you've ever done some research into dreams, especially John Paul Jackson, he gives very good information about dream research. And vehicles generally represent ministries. So I felt that these are not only ministries, but even the ways that the ministries will occur. We've read in several messages that God will provide airplane tickets if we need them. He will provide gas in a car if we need it. He will provide whatever we need. We can leave, when God gives us a command to go somewhere, we're going to leave and not have to take anything with us. Julie Wedby just had a word that said we were impervious. Well, we would be impervious. So this to me probably occurs after the transformation, but it really doesn't matter. What I saw in the dream was that these things were being prepared by God right now, and when they do arrive, they will all arrive at once. And I believe the carpet, I prayed about that, And I feel like the carpet represented a large room. Some people will be preaching in large conference areas. Some will be in stadiums. We've been told some will appear to kings and presidents, and we will just go where the Lord sends us. And so different size vehicles will be needed for different size and different ways that ministries will occur for this harvest. The people that arrived on the train are those that are going to help us. Even my husband was standing with me. And I believe that there will be those who are not part of the called out ones or the remnants that will know what's going on and will help us anyway. They will want to be part of it. They want to be part of the overall harvest that the Lord is doing. So that's my dream. I decided to go ahead and post it because we've been told to post our dreams. And I guess the main gist of it is when it happens, it's going to happen all at once. It's going to happen very fast. And it's all coming from God. There's nothing to be worried about. And we're just going to watch. Now, the fighting drone helicopters, I feel like there are going to be others watching what's going on, and they're going to be envious. And I know we've read this. This isn't something that's new. We've read that there will be people. You know, sometimes I think there's going to be pastors that are envious that they're not part of this harvest ministry, and to the point where, you know, they're going to be carried away on the wrong side, as it were, by the enemy. And so they'll be fighting about it and wanting to know what's going on, watching, even though they're not part of it. So that's my interpretation. Just go to the Lord with this, and there you go.